Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. I'm here today to do a review on some products from Third Hand Archery. It's a little bit hot today, so you're going to notice I'm sweating. It's about 95 degrees. What I've got here to start out with, I'm going to show you some of their cool tree stand innovations on my climber behind me, but I want to show you this to start out with, and this is the hip clip. And you can use this a couple different ways. Right now I'm using it in conjunction with my accessory belt that's also made by Third Hand Archery, and this is the way I like to use it for the simple fact of it's just easier for me, and I can slip it on, slip it off, and I don't wear a belt, so it's pretty easy for me. You can use it like this in conjunction with your accessory belt from Third Hand Archery, or you can actually take and run this through your belt and you can actually put it on your hip. The hip clip is a really cool way to hold your bow and keep your hands free. This is going to be really good for 3D, for trailing deer, for going into and out of your tree stand, spot and stalk, stuff like that. I really like it for all those aspects. I've used it for 3D and I love it for that because I can stand there and I can wait when I'm ranging. I can pull this right around here. I can actually use this to rest my elbows against, and I can actually use it to kind of steady my binoculars. This will also work with a set of binoculars as well. What this is an 1.5-inch piece of tire rubber. This is Goodyear tire rubber, made right here in the United States. This has a V shape to it. So when you have your bowstring, it's just going to settle right down into that V shape, locks it in, and it really does a good job of holding this thing. Balances it out really good. You can see, really stable. I mean, unless you're running with your bow, you're not going to put it through that much motion. Jumping up and down with it, you can see that's popping up, does not want to come up out of that V. So very, very solid way to hold your bow. Now when I put it on this accessory belt, I actually put it up a little bit high. It's a little bit more uncomfortable here, but it gets it off my hip and off my thigh, because my thigh's not coming up and hitting there. So I can put it right down here, kind of toward my back, and I can walk with it without my hip hitting it and moving it around. So I like it up a little bit higher than my leg, or my hip, just for the simple fact of getting it away from banging it around. But you can carry it multiple ways. You can carry it in the front. You can carry it while you're tracking a deer. You know, you can watch behind you, and you can make sure you've got your bow with you if you need to get that deer, another arrow in that deer or something like that. And like I said, it also is going to be great for 3D. I like it too for putting on your belt for when you're just standing in the tree stand. Because if you put it on your belt when you're just standing in the tree stand, you can hang this thing on your belt. It's going to balance out. It's going to hold it really good. And you can actually put your hands down in your pockets, and I would put it on my left side. But you can put your hands down in your pockets, and you can have your bow to where you can just grab a hold of it and pull it right up. So that's the hip clip, and that's used in conjunction with their accessory belt, which we're going to show you a little bit more about the accessory belt. I like to use it this way. The cool thing about this accessory belt is if I do it like this, once I get to the stand, I take this thing off, I put this up on the tree, and I've got my hip clip on there, which I can take off and put on my belt. But I've also got 4 clips on here that will hold 25 pounds apiece. So I could put 100 pounds of weight on this accessory belt, and when I get to the tree, all I gotta do is wrap this around the tree, cinch this thing down tight, and I can put my binoculars on there, I can put my rattling antlers on there, I can put my quiver on there, I can put all kinds of different gear on this belt. And when I'm done, I can leave my hip clip on there if I want. If I've got a bow holder like I've got here from Third Hand Archery and don't want to use the hip clip when I'm on the stand, I can use my hip clip, put my hip clip on there, leave it on there, and when I'm ready to go out that evening, take my accessory belt off the tree, put it right back on here, put my bow in there like I had it before, and I'm ready to walk out with this thing, or I'm ready to trail deer down, hopefully, if I've shot a deer. So I love the accessory belt in conjunction with the hip clip. I think this hip clip is an awesome item, and made in the USA. All these Third Hand products are designed, engineered, and made in the USA. So really like that aspect of them as well. So we're going to show you some of the tree stand accessories that we've got here too. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you here is the stabilizer straps. Now the way I've got these set up, it may be a little bit different from my tree stand to your tree stand, but the stabilizer straps have multi-function, which I really like. My stand already had a set of stabilizer straps, but I like these a little bit better because they got more length to them, and I like the way they set up just a little bit better. Here, instead of having a pull through, I've got a gator clip, so I like that aspect as well. So even though my stand had them, I went ahead and replaced them with these made by third hand archery. So like I said, the setup's going to be a little bit different for you if you have a climber versus, you know, that has a front on it versus one that doesn't, like mine here. Mine has the fold down footrest. It's a set and climb basically. And what I did was I took my old ones off, and where they were bolted on here, I just replaced them with these from Third Hand Archery, which I think are a better quality product, and I think I like the clip design a little bit better. And then replaced them on the end, and these are simple to put on. They just pull right through. They got a loop on each end, and they just pull right through. Now the advantages of these, like I said, these are multi-function units, which is really nice. They're simple and effective. The biggest advantage is they keep your tree stand together. So as you're climbing, your top and your bottom are connected. You got them loose like this. If your foot slips out of the bottom, your bottom's not going to fall, and you're going to be able to get your bottom back up, and you're not going to be stuck in the tree with just the top. So that's a huge advantage to me. The other thing is, when you get to where you want to be, you get to the height you want to be, you can cinch these things down, and they'll make your stand really stable. If you got your stand sitting like this with no straps on them, and you get up, your stand can actually fall right down. So with these, when you set your bottom and your top, you come over here to the side, you actually cinch these right down. Now with these cinched down, you can see that bottom and that top are going to be a lot tighter. They're going to be cinched together, and they're going to make them almost like a one-piece stand. So now we've got those cinched together, a little bit of weight out here on the front, and that top is not going anywhere, whereas before it wanted to fall down and bang against the bottom. So I love that aspect of it. When you're ready to climb down, just loosen these things back up, give you room to climb down, loosen them up on both sides, and you can now climb down without having to worry about your bottom falling. The other thing that's nice about them is whenever you get these, the stand down, you take it apart, you can use these to hold your tree stand together. Mine bundles up really nice with these, and I can bundle it up, I can strap these on there, and it'll hold it together and keeps it nice and quiet. I can also use these to put my backpack on here if I want to carry this in and carry this out. And so the next thing I want to show you is the footrest / deer drag. So what we've got here is it's got the same kind of webbing to it, the same kind of clip on this side, and on this side it's got a loop that will run the bottom through. This is a really nice material. It's really thick. It's got a good quality wrap on it. I don't know what it is, but it makes this no noise at all. And what this is going to be used for, like I said, your stand may be a little bit different than mine. I had to put mine up here because of the type of stand that I've got. But yours may end up being a little bit different than mine, so you may be able to put yours somewhere else. And what this is when you're sitting in the tree stand, mine has a footrest on it, but it's also a combination gun rest. This is going to allow you to put your feet out, relax a little bit. You can adjust the overall length of it, so you can put your feet out. You can stretch out basically and get a little bit more comfortable than what you would from just having the standard platform. So that's really nice. The other thing that's nice about it is you can actually take this off. You can wrap this around a deer's neck, and you've got a two-handed deer drag that's going to be a whole lot more comfortable than just dragging a leg, or if you're, hopefully you're lucky and you got some antlers, but if not, grabbing a leg, you know, this is a whole lot more comfortable and convenient than pulling one out by hand. So that's the footrest / deer drag, and like I said, it's real simple, real easy to put on. And the cool thing about it for me is now I have a footrest that I can use, and if I've got my crossbow, I've got a gun rest as well. I don't rifle hunt. For you rifle hunters, you can use this as a rifle rest and still have a footrest, so you can still get comfortable and stretch out. This is the Third Hand Archery Universal Bow Crossbow Holder. This will hold compound bows, this will hold recurves, hold long bows, and hold crossbows as well. You can see I've got mine in a pretty flat position, and that is the cool thing about this is you can actually use this to climb. So we can put this in here, you can climb up with it, and as you're climbing, if you need to stop and you need to shoot, you can do that. Because I don't know about you guys, I've had deer come in on me when I need to shoot. It holds the bow really solid. As you climb, you're not going to knock that bow out of there, so it's really solid. I don't want to mess up the finish on my bow, but you can see there, it is not going to come out. This is my prime rival. You know, this is I've got about $1,400 in this setup, and I'm sitting here shaking it and banging it around, and I have no fear that it's going to fall out. So I absolutely love that for climbing. Now once you get into your stand, you can actually rotate it back just a little bit, which I'm going to do in just a second, to make your bow just a little bit easier to grab as you sit there and do your hunt. Now you can also, while I've got this out, if you've got this out on the front of your stand, you can also put your bow at a back position like that, to where it faces the rear of your stand. Like I said, because of the positioning I had to do with mine, I had to put it just like that to be able to position my bow, you know, where it's not sticking way out behind the tree. You can also see all that moving around that I did. I actually had it right on that Prime logo, and you can see no damage at all. So if you take it nice, slow as you climb up, you're not going to put it through as much vibration and damage that I just did. And it's going to hold your bow, it's going to hold it great, and it's going to do not going to damage your bow if you move it around a little bit. Okay, so now that I'm up in the tree and I've reached the height that I want, I'm actually going to rotate this around a little bit. I'm actually just going to take my bow out of there, hand on it, and rotate it around to where my bow actually sets just a little bit more upright and is a little bit easier for me to grab. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit different for you, for your setup versus mine, and your personal taste. I want to be able to grab my bow just like that, slide it out, and I want to be able to shoot. So you may want it a little bit more upright. You may want to leave it in this down position here. And you'll notice it took a little bit of doing and a little bit of experimenting with this, but I got the tension set on this to where I can actually rotate this around by hand, but it will still hold my bow and still hold my bow securely. You may want to just put it down. You can see how tight it is. You may just want to put it to where it's in one set position, and you can rotate, or it's going to be locked in that position all the time. But a little bit of experimentation with mine, and I was able to get it to where I could move it around, and I could get it to hold the weight of the bow without wanting to fall forward and without wanting to dump my bow. And you can see it locks right into position. So just a little bit of experimentation. If you did get it to where it would go forward, you know, it's no big deal to get it turned right back around and get it back into position to hold your bow. A little bit of experimentation there, and you'll be able to figure that out pretty easily. So just like that, and I can move it around, I can put it in my position to climb, I can put it in my position to hunt, and I've got a hands-free way of holding my bow that is easy, it's convenient. I can get a hold of my bow and I can quietly pick this thing up. So love that universal bow holder. So just like that, easy to install and very, very easy to use. Last thing I want to show you here are these tree stand treads, and what you can see is, I don't know if I'm getting a name on that right or not, but these actually have a really sticky adhesive back to them, and all I did was, you know, took my normal precautions to my stand here, cleaned it up real good with some alcohol before I put them on there, made sure the surface was clean, stuck those things on there, and they stuck really, really well. These are going to dampen the noise on your stand. Not that you're going to be up in your stand with a metal wrench banging it, but if you're up there moving your feet around, stuff like that, you've got something to dampen the noise and make it a little bit quieter. It's also going to be a little bit warmer than having your foot on just bare steel, you know. You should have big hunting boots on when it's cold anyway, but maybe make it a little bit warmer, but it's definitely going to make it a little bit quieter, and it's going to make it a little less slick. You know, it's going to take, you got some tread there, you got some rubber, and it's going to take care of, hopefully, some of the issues of slipping and sliding while you're trying to get into your stand. So really like those. And the other thing about them, though, that I will caution you is, when I put these on here, these had a really, really strong adhesive smell, really, really strong glue smell. Put them on here, and actually I've had this stand in my shop for just a few days now. I just got this stand last week, but had this stand in my shop for just a few days, and the smell's gone away. So when you first open them up and you smell the adhesive to them, don't really worry about that, because that was my first concern, was how strong the adhesive smell was, but it went away completely. And you can douse these things down with some scent killer or some cover scent, something like Be the Tree or something like that, and that'll take care of it as well. Okay, so there's a few of the products from Third Hand Archery. Like I said, these are designed, engineered, built right here in the United States. Like that, love anything made in the United States. These products are simple to use and they're effective, and I love that. Simplicity and effectiveness. You know, anyone can use these, and they're definitely going to make your trip a little bit easier and your trip a little bit safer. If you have a climbing stand and you don't have something like these stabilizer straps, I definitely recommend you pick some of these up, because they not only add some safety to your hunting, but they also make it a little bit easier as well. If you get up in your stand, you lose the bottom, it's going to be hard to get down. Trust me, I've been there, and it's no fun trying to get down with only the top of your climbing stand. Once you get in the stand, they make your stand a lot more stable too, so a lot less shaking around, a lot less moving around. So quality products, well designed, well thought out, and they do a fantastic job. Everything that I've tested out from Third Hand has been extremely effective, so they do a fantastic job, and they're easy to use in combination. Some of these are available in the Kentucky Bowhunter package, so you can buy these as a package, or you can also buy these individual. They also have some targets. They have some other cool accessories available on their website, which we'll put below in the description. You can click on that and go right to their website. And for more product reviews, how-to videos, you can check out our website, which is ikesoutdoors.com. Appreciate you guys watching.